What's up, YouTubers? And thank you for tuning in to another episode of what? Meech TV. Okay, with your boy Meech Justice. And on this episode of Soulful Sundays, I wanted to talk to y'all about impact versus impulse. And you're probably like, Meech, what do you mean? But as I've been telling you guys, I've been doing a lot of meditations, a lot of thinking, a lot of writing, journaling, reading, etc. Self-work, just for myself. And I think what better thing can I do on a soulful Sunday, something that makes my soul full, is sharing all the knowledge that I'm getting and having these dialogues so we can figure out if I'm just speaking gibberish or if there's some real, facts to what I'm saying. I want to know what you guys think. So this topic of impact versus impulse was just really going to be asking you guys, how are your choices affecting your life, basically? And, it's pre-Memorial Day, so you need to know this. Okay, so let's get into it. So what I mean by impact versus impulse is just what are you doing every day to get what you're giving? For example, am I giving out love every day? I go out and talk to people to receive love. So these type of interactions. And I'm are you checking in with God's purpose and alignment? That's one thing I've been really focused on and doing, and seeing how things work out because he's allowing me to see things that way. So I told you guys, I did a 21-day meditation. It was amazing. It was a blessing. And with that, I've been talking to people just about life. Some people who are really close friends and family members, some people who I barely even know, who are brand new, and still getting their perspective. And I think that's something different about me, is I can talk to anybody. I can talk to rich, poor, famous, special, babies. I love people. I have a passion for people, so I enjoy learning their stories and their perspective. So diving a little further, when I'm saying I can talk to anybody, I just talk to them about their ideologies, their way of thinking, because when you get to understand someone's way of thinking, then it basically, I think, just makes you better. You can't ever have too much knowledge, So it's I've also been learning how to disagree without disrespecting. Some people are out here disrespecting you by not, look, I don't want to give y'all too much tea, but I want to know, for example, do you guys know people that do things right in the moment? They have to do right then and there, they get an idea, oop, gotta do this, boom. I think that's an impulsive person. That's something that's very you have to be in the moment, you have to be impulsive. And that's where it's on the other side of that is, on the opposite side of that, I feel is impact, where I'm a little bit more still and patient to let the Lord, guide my steps and my actions. I literally am using this time right now, COVID-19. I've been telling people I'm conditioning myself. As a person who had to take physical therapy in the past, that's what you're doing with your bones and stuff. You condition it so they can get healthier and get better. And I feel that's what the Lord is doing with the world right now. And I feel that's what I'm doing myself. I'm literally conditioning myself to be prepared for whatever next step God has aligned for me. And it's by me being still and patient and letting him do the work, I can't interrupt my blessing. It's of course I'm still doing the work. And that's another concept I've been talking to my friends about is you don't need to focus on the how, focus on the what. God always takes care of the hows. I need to focus on the what, and the what is you right now in this moment. How can you become better? What are you doing to fix your life? So for example, as I've been talking to you guys about impacts and being impulsive, I've been being very still, etc., etc. So remember last week when I talked to you guys about how those girls, aka my neighbors, Jada and Brooklyn, sat on the stoop, we talked. I'll put the link below. If you didn't watch my video, make sure you go share, like, share, subscribe to my last week's video, Kids Say the Darndest Thing. I'm going to put it in the description box below so you can go watch it right after this one. But anyways, make a long story short, I felt I had an impact in her life. And I told you guys that. I felt I had an impact in her life. And girl, one day when I came home, she left me a drawing in my door. Y'all, isn't this gorgeous? That's what I'm saying, y'all. I wasn't impulsive. I made an impact because I was patient, because the Lord gave me. The moral of that story is just to talk about how I felt I took the time to listen to her and have a conversation. And I think that impacted her differently because she normally doesn't get that. And I feel like kids want attention just as much as adults do. And that's something I've learned and understood because we're all humans. But regardless, I personally think when it comes to impact versus impulse, some people are just worried about the wrong things. Some people are out here worrying about their brand, worrying about, the monetary values of whatever they do. I've never been that person. I've always led with love. I always led with my heart. I've always allowed God to lead me. Like, I've been so blessed and so grateful for everything He's allowed me to do because it's literally been ordained. And that's what I want to talk about. Like, I don't need to be impulsive because God has already controlled all my steps. Even when it comes to reaching out to people or just checking in on folks, I always do what's right. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to preach to you like I'm the most perfect person in the world. I'm far from it, okay? But the fact is, like, I am a good person who made a bad decision. I made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But it's just allowing to remember that good person, bad decisions. I'm not a bad person. And it's like, even for the people I've hurt in the past, it was never intentional. I'm not a malicious or vindictive person, so I don't ever go out of my way to make someone feel less than what they are. But it's like in times where I will be quick to apologize and just realize as a friend, it's like, look, if I did this to you and it hurt you, let me say I will never do it again. I'm gonna try my best never to do it again. And if I do, then I understand no toxic energy, blah, blah, blah. But more so it's like, I don't ever make you feel that way again. Let's move on. That's the type of friend I am. That's the type of friend I want in my life. Regardless to say, impact versus impulse has definitely been playing a huge part. I feel like with all that being said, it's like it leads me to my next eyes. It would be like insight versus like inner peace, which are two different things, Oops, excuse me, I'm real. But I feel like with insight versus inner peace, that's something that you can only notice when you're self-aware, when you're self-reflective, when you see yourself in other people, when you have perspective, the power of it, and, allowing you to take yourself out of default setting, which I've learned. There's so many things I've learned, y'all, but it's just like, someone told me I should write a book. I should write a book just because I have all these conversations. As a Virgo and as like a male in this world where there's so many labels in life, I try not to live by those means. Like, for example, here I am writing Dashiki from South Africa, okay? Like, I'm over here giving y'all authenticity all the time, okay? But I've had so many friends tell me I should write a book. What do y'all think? I feel like this is all related. Like, remember my video, Life is an Open-Ended Question? That would be the book concept. But I'm saying that in the same way this conversation leads into that, is like impact versus impulse. It kind of results in, whatever your actions are, that's kind of what you get back. Guys, I don't know. Look, this is why I need you guys to help me. I need you to like, share, subscribe, press that little blue bell in the corner so every time I post a video, you know it's coming. And, help me help y'all. That's the point it is. Like, I'm going to keep giving you all the knowledge that I have if y'all give me something back. But thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Meech TV. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for Mondays with Meech, okay? Because we're going to be discussing, Doja Cat, Insecure, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and more. So it's Memorial Day, and you need to have it with what? With Meech.